Priya Bhagavad Bandhu, the human life is to reach a higher goal. The very purpose is not just to make a living. Living happens automatic. That happens with every creature. But with human beings, being blessed with higher intelligence, there is a purpose what the great sages and all the elderly people recommended for us, that is realizing the presence of God. And that happens when we have the grace of the great gurus, the realized souls. They make us understand how we become pure with our activities and realize God and get His grace. We adore all the great souls who ever show us something, who ever teach us something, and who enlighten us with a great amount of knowledge. It's the great Acharya who gives us the path, who shows us the path, basically. Though there are so many people who guide us right from our childhood, started with our mother, and then father, then our friends, then our teachers in our schools, and then friends around. As we keep growing, there will be people around who teach us something or other. It's how we have to behave with the people around, how we have to make ourselves contented, how we have to share things with others. So many things we learn in the process of our growth. Each one is really a guru for us, because one who teaches us something becomes a guru. Not only human beings will teach us, even the lifeless objects also will teach a few things to us. Even the birds will teach us a few things. The animals will teach us a few things. Most of the times when we see the ants, how many things we learn from them. It's amazing. Ants, just go in a pretty much line, wonderful line, no deviation, ever. Just by seeing them we can learn, we have ourselves also go like that when we are in the world. With every creature we have to learn something. They teach us a lot. Though there are so many things around which teach us so many things about the world, but the one who really teaches us something about the divine secrets of the nature, or who teaches us about the Shastras, is called one Adhyapaka. He not only just teaches us, but he takes us to a higher level of our understanding. But who really teaches us something about the power behind everything which is called as God? And who teaches us about the mantra that reveals the nature of God, is called an Acharya. There's not much difference between, in regular terms like the teacher, the mentor, the teacher, the guru, the master, guru, adhyapaka. All these are more or less look like synonyms. But a subtle line is there between these words. The one who teaches about the God and the mantra, who gives us the mantra, is called Acharya. So we take the guidance from the Acharya for our spiritual journey. for our spiritual enlightenment. Acharya is a mediator between the eternal truths and the world we live in. He is like a mirror who shows us our own nature and who allows us to set ourselves to right. Mirror never speaks, right? But when we look at it, we can know, we understand what we are, how we are, and how we can set ourselves to right. But teacher, the Acharya, who not only just shows us, but also he guides us during the needs. Even God himself wanted to become a guru many times because he experienced the greatness of Guru. When he appeared in the form of Rama, then he had a wonderful experience. He thought that he can search for Sita and he can find Sita by himself because he's God. So anything he can do, everything he can do. So he thought that I myself can search for Sita. But later he realized that it's not he who has to search for Sita. He himself cannot find the Sita. He needs somebody's help. He needs a guru. But who can become his guru? He was all powerful. But who can become his guru was a big doubt. The doubt he got when he happened to see a great lady, Sabari, an old lady, a hunted lady living in the forest, in the ashram of the disciples of Matanga, the great sage. Rama went to the Matanga's ashram. There he met with a lady called Sabari, very, very old, waiting for Rama's arrival since 13 years. The Matanga's disciples said, "Hey Sabari, we are not able to live here because our time is up. So we have to leave the body and we have to go." Rama definitely comes to our ashram because he knows that wherever there are great people living, such places must be seen. Suduramapi gantavyam yatra bhagavataha sthitaha. So no matter how far it is, but it has to be visited and paid our obeisances. Rama knows this very well. So having known, so he comes to this ashram because this is the Matanga, our great Acharya's ashram. But when Rama comes here, if nobody is there to explain what it is and how our Guru was doing, Rama will get definitely disappointed. And we don't want it to happen. So we request you to be here. Though you are older than us, but we give you the power to be here till Rama arrives here. And we don't know how long it takes. But Rama will be coming here for sure. Be here. They left the bodies. They left for their Acharya. Sabari was waiting. She didn't know how long it takes. But she waited 13 years, 1 month. That long she was waiting, making arrangements of her time. If it is day, whatever required for the day. If it is noon, whatever is required for the noon. If it is evening, whatever is required for the time. And if it is night, whatever is required. So, timely services, she used to keep always ready afresh. Not today I kept everything, that means, whenever he comes, let him use. No. They become stale. So she used to collect and keep things ready every day with the fresh things and waiting for the arrival of Rama. Ultimately Rama has come. After 13 years and 1 month. She took Rama around the ashram, showed everything and explained everything and said, "Rama, are you happy?" He said, "Of course." "Then give me permission." "What for?" I leave for my Acharya's lotus feet." You? Everybody asking me to come to their ashram and you want me to be here and just you go? I said, "That's okay." My Guru said to show the greatness of our Acharya, that's all. Our Gurus did not want me to be with you forever, okay? So my Guru's instruction is to show the greatness of our Acharya, Bhatanya Maharshi. That's what I showed you. Are you happy with it? Of course I was. Then give me permission. He had no idea what's going to happen. But he said, okay. When he said, okay, immediately somebody created a fire, not by, just lighting up a lighter or a matchstick. Yogic fire. She generated, and then she left her body in that and took a divine body, and she said, bye-bye. She left for his Gurus. Padamulam Gamishyami. Yanaham Paryacharishu. Whomever I worshipped till today, oh Rama, I am reaching that lotus feet of my Acharya. Then Rama suddenly started thinking, God, is this all it is? I am God. But without my consent, and with the grace of her Acharya, an old lady, uneducated guy, not performing any rituals, not chanting any Vedic mantras, no japas, no tapas, no meditation, nothing. Just left the body and reached her Acharya. It's because of the grace of Acharya. I did not realize that Acharya's grace is great. So for me also now, to search for Sita, I need a Guru. But who can become my Guru? This was a puzzle Rama was crossing through. And then he reached the river, the big tank, Pampa. No? He reached there, and there just he was walking across the banks of the tank, and he was in deep depression to get a Guru. There came Hanuman, as if to say Rama. Valmiki wonderfully says, Pampatire Hanumata Sangataha Vanarena Ha. Vanarena Sangataha Ha. But so surprised. What is the surprise? It's Rama met with Hanuman. Then Hanuman was a Vanara. What is Vanara? He looked like a man. But Rama was a bit doubtful. Is it man or not? Va? Nara. Va means is it? In English. Va means a doubt. Is it? Is it a man or trunk? I'm not able to see it very clearly. Is it a man or trunk? Man means Naraha. Trunk means Sthavanhu. Narova, Sthavarova, Sthavara, or pillar. So, in English, whatever we say, is it? So in Sanskrit he said Va. So when a person came and stood in front of him, because Sugriva sent Hanuman to find out who these two people are, just walking on the banks of Pampa with arrows and bows, look like sages because of their attire, but holding arrows and bows like warriors. So both will not go together. For a sage, no arrow should be there. And for a warrior, no Rishi Vesha should be there. But he is having bows. Means maybe he is like some person sent by my brother Wali to kill me. So he may be coming like a sage and like a warrior, searching for me, it seems. But anyway, let me confirm it. Hanuman, you are the capable guy. Go there, find him out. Hanuman came in the guise of a man. He did not come like a vanara, like a monkey. He took the form of a man, and then I think probably he came like a Tridanda sannyasi. And then By the moment he saw Rama, he could not contain himself and just prostrated before him. Rama understood he is not a real sannyasi. Because sannyasi is not supposed to do the prostration before others, before two people. Only 3 persons are permitted to receive the prostration from sannyasi. Mother, Guru and God. That's it. No third person is permitted. But this one, being a Tirthandhi sannyasi, but is prostrating before me, I mean, is not real sannyasi, looks like. So the moment Hanuman stood, saw the eyes of Rama and understood Rama, found him who he was. And then he just confessed, I am the minister of Sugriva, my name is Hanuman, and I am so like this, I came for this purpose. The story went on like that. But when he came to Rama, it was the time when Rama was in deep depression. But Hanuman came there and just consoled him, saying, Rama, you will be saved. Don't worry. You get back your things. Not only just consoling him, he took him to Sugriva, made the friendship, and he, on behalf of Rama, reached Lanka, found Sita, came back, took Rama to Lanka, and made the whole thing to happen. And Ravana was also killed because of Hanuman's help, And ultimately, Rama got back his Sita. Then Rama confirmed that without the help of Hanuman, nothing could have happened. We are like Sita, falling here in this mundane world. And he is God, like Rama. And we are in this Lanka. This body is our Lanka. We are in this Lanka caught up with the mind, caught up with our ego, like Ravana. And this Ravana at times take the form of Kumbhakarna, most of the times we know it very well. And often, very, very rarely, he looks like Vibhishana with pleasantness and with good boots. And most of the times he is very Ravana, that we know, of course, aggressive, very, very aggressive. And surrounded by so many demons all around, very cruel by nature. And around us there is an ocean which is having 100 probably yojanas and 100 years. Each year is a yojana. And our lifespan is 100 years. It's a big ocean. And we don't know what is there in the ocean. What a kind of the animals that are there in the ocean, we really don't know. Unless they come up and catch hold of us. But we really can't make any attempt. It is only Hanuman who can just come and go crossing the seas and make the things to happen. Hanuman was very great. So, when the Sita is here in this Lanka, caught up by Ravana's clutches, but trying to really come out of it, not able to know how, when, and what is the mode. And it is then the Rama who chooses a person, an ambassador, an emissary to send a message with an identification, and who crosses the ocean and can reach Sita, give the message, and warn the Ravana also with a powerful message, and take the message of Sita back to Rama, and make Rama to go to the Lanka and finish the Ravana and come back to Rama. Sita, again reach Rama. It was Hanuman who made it. So Hanuman played the role of an Acharya. It is the Acharya for us here who comes down all the way. We won't choose the Acharya, but Acharya chooses us. And God sends Acharya to us. And the Acharya, crossing all the seas, comes to us and gives the message of God. And also Acharya is the one who gives the insignia of God, like giving the Sankam and Chakram on our shoulders. This is Acharya, what Acharya does to us. Acharya gives us Sankam and Chakram, just like Hanuman gave some insignia of Rama to Sita. But Sita accepted it. So the moment we accept the insignia of the Lord given by Acharya, like the Sankaman Chakra, and then Acharya passes on the message to God and he brings it to us. Meanwhile, whatever the evil forces dominating us here will be, each one of them will be discarded, one after the other. And ultimately, then he makes this not to be ruled by Ravana, but he makes it to be ruled by the Vibhishan. Lanka was not totally damaged. Lanka was not drowned in the waters. You understand? It was only the kingdom, it was only the ruler changed there. Ravana removed, Vibhishana was placed. So here also, the arrogant and egotistic Ravana will be removed by the grace of Acharya, and it was the job of God, who did it there. Same God does here also for us, removing our egos, removing our arrogance and stuff like that. And then he makes Vibhishana to rule this kingdom. Vibhishana is the sattvic qualities. He establishes sattvic qualities by his teachings and prayers. And thus he makes this Lanka, the body, one to be accepted by Rama. Rama accepted Lanka. Rama himself coronated Vibhishana there as the king. And then he said, you can take care of the Lanka. That's all it is. Then Rama realized, my God, it is the role of Hanuman, who is called as Va, Nara. Nara means looks like Nara, but really not Nara. That is Acharya. Acharya also looks like a man, as we are. He is also just with 2 hands and 2 feet, and I think he eats with mouth and he sees with his eyes and he listens also with his ears and everything he does just like we do. But the knowledge part is concerned, his knowledge is something beyond our perception, and we, I think, have to receive things from him. So, Acharya is a Vanara. Swamiji, Acharya is a Vanara? Yes. Is Va, Nara? Is he Naraha? Is he a man? I don't think so. But is he not a man? Yes, he is a man. So man or not, I don't know really what he is. In appearance he is a man, but with his knowledge and compassion he is not. He is something beyond. And even he is not God, but he is a mediator between us and God. He takes us to God, and then he makes the God convinced, and then he brings down God to us, and then relieves all the hurdles, and then he takes us to God, reaches us to God. That is the grace of Acharya. So even Rama was very much, when he saw the Hanuman, then he understood, I should become like Hanuman one day. I want to become an Acharya. I want to become God anymore. Acharya receives so many rewards. And you know that. Hanuman went to Lanka, right? And he met with Sita. He took some sort of insignia from Sita also, the Chudamani, and then he returned. But when he returned, he gave it to Rama. Surprisingly, Rama just hugged him. No one received such a great honor. It was only Hanuman. So he thought, my God, if one becomes a guru, this is the reward? He cares? Then I want to become Acharya in my next life. I don't want to become just like this. So during Krishna Avatara, he wanted to become an Acharya. When one becomes Acharya, do you know? When one gives the mantra, somebody receives some message, then the message giver becomes the Acharya, the receiver becomes the disciple. So Krishna, in the avatar of Krishna, he wanted to give some message to somebody. But who is there to care? Nobody ready to care. Nobody was ready to receive any message from Krishna. Since his childhood, he tried again and again. He tried to give some message to somebody. But everybody thinking that, no, we are great. So nobody was ready to receive any message from Rama, from Krishna. Ultimately, at the end of the whole thing, he got one disciple, that is Arjuna, who said, yes, come on, preach me something. Nobody asked till then. In spite of his repeated saying, I will tell you something. It's okay. Everybody says, it's okay. But Arjuna said, doing namaskara before Krishna, he said, Sishyasteham Sadhimam Tvam Prapanyam Karpanya Doshopahata Svabhavaha Purchami Tvam Dharma Samudha Chetaha. I am really, overpowered with compassion, my Lord. I was sorrow-stricken totally. And I am asking you, I am begging you to preach me something good, whichever is good. Ichreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme. Tell me whatever is decided as good to me. And my God, he asked at last. He asked for Shreyas. Then I should say everything that is Shreyas. That's what Krishna started. Preaching whole Bhagavad Gita. Who asked for Bhagavad Gita? Even Arjuna didn't ask for Bhagavad Gita. He asked whether I had to wage the war, not to wage the war. Only two things. Finish. Krishna would have finished in one sentence. You can do the fight, you can fight, you can wage the war, or you don't wage the war. Only two things he would have finished the whole Gita. Then he started talking about the Atma. He started talking about the karma and about the jnana, about the bhakti, prapatti. My God, Arjuna was bored like anything. There is an expression in Telugu, Pattuvani. Tumave said, the expression is Pattuvani, Thove said. So Arjuna was really, why you are telling all this? Did I ask you? Why are you telling all these things? He preached 9 chapters at a stage. And at the end of the 9th chapter, Krishna took a breath. Because, probably he was not having any glass of water also there. It was a war field, And he was just preaching. He took a small breath. And Arjuna was pretty much relaxed. My God, he's talking now. And immediately, Param Bhuya Pravakshami, he started saying, again I am going to start. Stop. Who asked you? Did I ask you to say something new again? Our teachers are really great, by seeing their face, they will be able to assess whether we are really following them or not. Some experienced teachers. Because, when nothing goes into our mind, then we feel like, getting bored. And then we seeing the time and just we see here and there. So otherwise we just raise and get up and just we go. So we feel a sort of discomfort. Or we feel a sort of restless. So by seeing the face, they will understand whether this guy is really following or not. If I have posed like that, again you would have started. But I didn't pose it. Whenever you say something, I pose it as if I understood everything. And why you are starting again? Param bhuya pravakshami. Jnananam jnanottamam. Again I am starting. You know why? Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etat uttamam, because you are my devotee. You are my friend. And and this is something great. It's highly secret. And without telling you, I just can't retain it with me. That's all the reason. It's not because you don't know. It's not because you have asked. It's not because you don't understand. It's not because you are curious to know. It's because I can't without telling you. That's why just answer. Again, another 9 chapters. He asked, whatever is serious for me, just tell me. For that single question, he took, a big, lengthy class, and ultimately everything goes above the head. Nothing entered into his mind. Because he has seen the universal form, he got hit by it and said, whatever you say, I said, I did. I understood everything. You tell me, I will do. Then fight. Just he fought it. That's all. Not really he understood. So, though Krishna wanted to become a guru, but he could not fulfill his desire in his Krishna avatar. And then he decided, okay, why should I unnecessarily take somebody's job, Let Guru play his role, let me play my role. And then he started sending a wonderful gurus like Ramanujacharya to this world to preach the mantra, the secrecy of the mantra. He sent great souls like all of us. And of course they were there in those periods for some time and they could not establish a lineage as such. But they outpoured the devotion. And then he made Ramanujacharya as the perfect guru through whose recommendation anybody will be accepted unquestionably. Let anybody come with Ramanujacharya's stamp. That's it. The green card will be given. No question of, arguing, no question of, going through, no question of inquiring, no question of going into details at all. If Ramanujacharya has given a paper with signature, finish. He gets visa, he gets green card, he gets whatever he wants. That's all it is. He accepted Ramanujacharya as the perfect acharya. Recommend. He can do a wonderful recommendation. And not only Ramanujacharya, whoever comes in the lineage of Ramanujacharya, that person also will be accepted as to stand on behalf of Ramanuja. That's why what we chant while doing Namaskara, Ramanuja Dasa. We take the name of Ramanuja Dasa only. Though we must have surrendered to some other guru, taken the mantra from some other guru, still we say Adiye Ramanuja Dasa or Ramanuja Dasi, because it is through the sambandha, through the link of Ramanuja only one can get the permission of the Lord to shower His grace. Today is a birthday of such a great Acharya who came in that lineage to save the world, to save us all. That is our senior Acharya, the great Tirudalli Sriman Narayan Ramanuja Jeeyar Swami, and today is his 102nd birth star. Uttara Bhadra is the star today. And Swamiji appeared during 1909. It is 102 years ago. Swamiji sanctified this earth with his divine foot. And he moved all across the country and preached all the secrets of the Vedas and made people to write the name of Lord Rama and chant Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, Sankshepa Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, whatnot, which were untouched by others earlier, before him. Swamiji used to open them up, everything for us, and said, you people can read, you people can do things by yourself, You do the puja. Don't expect somebody will do puja for you. You do by yourself. You chant by yourself. Before Swamiji, even Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram also was not studied by people commonly. Only the Pandits in temples used to chant them. And if you want, go to them, ask them for chanting, and they will chant on your behalf. That's all it was. But Swamiji said, why? You can chant by yourself. Just you learn it and start chanting. Swamiji opened up the floodgates for the God's grace to everybody. And that's what we are doing. Today is the birthday of such a great Acharya. Uttara Bhadra is today. Swamiji appeared in the year Saumya, according to the lunar calendar, in a month called Sravanam. He chose the month Sravanam because he wanted to preach and he wanted to make people listen. He wanted to make people to understand. He wanted people to practice. He wanted them to preach again. So listening and again telling is called Sravanam. Sravanam, Sravanam. Listening and teaching to others. That is called Sravanam. Something related to hearing. Whenever you hear good things, I think you enjoy, right? And whenever you really enjoy, you feel like sharing it with others, right? Or do you want to sit alone and enjoy? If somebody was sitting alone and started enjoying, what people say? Probably got something wrong. So many screws probably was very loose. So he's out of station altogether. But it shouldn't happen, right? So joy should not be enjoyed alone. It should be shared with others. With many people you share, your joy will become that many fold. It will be increased. So by sharing, joy will be increased always. So that's why to share the joy, you approach others and you convince them. You tell them, hey, this is what I am. This is what I want you also to enjoy. Come on, you have an experience by yourself and just enjoy it. It is the Acharya who chants the mantra ahead of us and experiences the divinity of it, and then he shares the joy with us also by giving a mantra to us, and when we also start enjoying the things, then he feels joy. That's all it is. He's not gaining anything out of preaching something to us. And acharyas never expect something from disciples to bring some money. Come on, you have to pay this much to do this thing. You have to pay this much for doing things. To take mantra, pay this much. To take tirtham, pay this much. To do namaskara, pay this much. Guru never expects things like that. Guru is just like mother. Mother gave us birth. She never asked, no, you have to pay this much because I gave you birth. Have you ever seen any mother asking like that? I think most of you must be having children. Huh? Are you giving birth to children because they will pay something to you later? It's an investment. Do you think so? Never. No mother thinks like that. Not only with human beings, with any other creature even. Even at the cost of her own life, she takes care of the babies. That's the mother. That's the kind of, the compassion she has always. That is Acharya. So Acharya gives us something, he never expects something from us. His nature, his very nature is just give, give, give. That's all it is. So that is a kind of nature that Acharyas possess always. So it's Acharya who shares, he experiences first and then he gives us the mantra to us, and thus he allows us also to have the gates open for experiencing the divinity from God. Our Acharya appeared in 1909, and then how many things he did are really unbelievable. You can go to our website, the www.chinnajeeyar.org, and find the things, whatever he did. He made all the scholars to realize, whatever is there inside, and he brought them out of their doors to preach things to the world by conducting sabhas. He brought all the women who were just pretty much confined to their own rooms to come out and join in groups. In one of the names of Swamiji's given by a great poet, Buddhimenda Ramanujacharya, was a Mahila Sangha Nirmata. He formed the ladies groups, the women groups, by name Etiraja, Seva, Mahila, Mandali. He started in Bandar, in Machilipatnam, of Andhra Pradesh first, and then he spread it all through the country. They used to form the groups, and he used to teach them how to perform the puja first of all. And then they in turn should go town to town, village to village, street to street, and invite all the ladies on every Friday. And then do Lakshmi Puja, because Friday, Lakshmi, everybody needs Lakshmi, right? Somebody may not like Vishnu, or somebody may not like Shiva, somebody may not like Jesus, somebody may not like Allah, but everybody likes Lakshmi. There is no compromise. No matter to what religion one belongs to. Even no matter whether he is an atheist. Let him not believe in God at all, but he believes in Lakshmi. See how great it is. So, everybody wants the grace of Mahalakshmi. Everybody likes Lakshmi's grace on there. That's true. So, he said, do Lakshmi Puja every Friday. Friday is the nice day because it's almost weekend. And Lakshmi likes Fridays. So, join as groups during the evening of Friday. And then just, clean all your houses. Clean the streets. Draw the linings with, what you call it? Mugul. It's called Mugul. That means draw the lines and then decorate it. Decorate the homes, decorate the rooms. And then all together in the evening, just assemble at one place, sit in rows, take the Mahalakshmi photos or Mahalakshmi coins, or if you have some statues, bring them, keep them there. And as you show your concern to your beloved guest, just like you do puja. That's all it is, puja. Don't hesitate. Don't think it causes something bad to you. No. Some people make stories of God. You probably must be knowing. Do puja, you get this. Don't do puja, you lose this. There are so many chains. Made chains come to you. Somebody did, 4 times and he get 5 days. If you do it 5 days, you get this much. Do it 9 days, you get this much. And you do it 20 days, you become multi-millionaire. And if you throw it in the dustbin, recycle bin, and that's fellow did, and he died the other day. They hit the sentiment. They hit on your mind. They hit on your heart. And they want to play with the sentiment. And God is not a kind of person, if you like him, so he does something good. If you don't like him, he kills you. What a kind of God he becomes. Even our mother is not like that, You accept a mother and she loves you. If you don't accept, she throws you out. Have you seen ever like that? Even if you call 911 also, your mom not leaving you. Yeah, that is the mother. Whether we love or not, but mother never leaves us. There is a beautiful story. Once, somebody said, it's a nice story. Just I'd like to tell you. One day, a boy, I think probably he was this 20 or 22, and he used to come, every day home after his school hours, after his college hours. Mother used to cook him wonderful things and feed him well. She loves him very much. The mother was very, very kind enough to provide everything to the boy. One day, the boy came back home and said, Mom, I like you very much. Why are you saying this? I know that anyway. And not like that, Mom. I fell in love with a girl. She said, that's okay. It's pretty much natural. No, there's nothing wrong in it. It's okay. Mom, it's not like that. And the girl said, bring your mother's heart, then I accept you. So, now what do you want? I want your heart, Mom. If I take your heart, then only see that she loves me. Otherwise, she won't. Then mother was a bit surprised. But suddenly she said, okay, what do you want then? You want her love, really? Yes, Mom. So you want my heart then? Yes, Mom. That's okay, take it. She just gave acceptance. And he brought a knife and cut her and plucked the heart and holding it in hand, and he started running towards his wife, probably to his lover, let us say. But while on the way, just he fell down and the heart just started rolling. And suddenly the heart started saying, hey my boy, did you fall down? Nothing hurt you? Are you okay? The boy stood and said, I'm okay. He took the heart, again ran to his lover. The lover saw the heart in hand with blood and said, you want me? Without compassion, you are able to kill your mother. What you can't do in the world, I don't want you anymore. And he started crying. But the heart said, hey my beloved son, don't cry now, please. In spite of killing, mother takes care of the son. That's the kind of mother, that's the kind of heart. It's a mother. Though it's a nice story, but mother is mother always, The concern of the mother is so great. And so also the Acharya. So Acharya's concern for us is no match. No match at all in this world. There's a kind of Acharya, He, our Acharya, our Guruji, our Swamiji, when people were not accepting, not allowing anybody to chant things like that, he said, come on, you start doing things on your own. You do the Lakshmi Puja. No matter, nothing happens. God will not kill us. God will not damage our well-being. Okay? Swamiji inspired people to chant the Lakshmi Astotra, chant the Lakshmi Namas, and do puja by themselves, learn puja by themselves, do puja by them, chanting Vishnu Sahasranama, chanting Bhagavad Gita, chanting Ramayana. All these things, it was a Swami Not now. In 1920s and 30s, when these sort of ideas also were not at all there in the society. In India. Of course, it was in India. When the country was suffering with the British rule, under the iron boots of Britishers, we lost our independence and were struggling for our own existence. That was the situation. Swamiji was an active participant in the freedom movement. At the same time, Swamiji was very much concerned for the people's well-being, and he taught them all these things. And he was a great social reformer, constructed houses for Harijans, when the houses were burned. And he did so many things. He renovated so many temples in India, and he gave mantra to thousands and thousands of people, irrespective of what they are and how they were. Today is that great Acharya's birth star. Today is Uttara Bhadra, and today is Saravana month, and his birthday in India. The place where Swamiji is divinely present is called Nadi Gadda Palam. It's a wonderful place in a district called Guntur in Andhra Pradesh. The big function will take place, it actually has taken place because yesterday there, and for us of course it is today. And people in thousands go there, participate there, and they get the blessings of the Acharya. Of course here we are far away from that land, and today morning of course we did his the Paduka Puja. We offered Abhishekam to his divine Padukas, and then as we chanted his the 108 names, and then we paid our obeisances before him. We did it till morning. It was the Acharya. The grace of Acharya always blesses us. Just think of Acharya, that itself is great. You understand? We have a wonderful lineage behind our Acharya. That becomes an Acharya who not just suddenly coming from the blue, who was accepted by God, who was accepted by the great Acharyas, who was accepted by the society. That becomes an Acharya. God accepted Ramanuja as the right preceptor. Ramanuja appointed 74 gurus as the masters to go around the world and just preach the things. And they in turn accepted another Acharya called Varavara Muni during the 14th century. Actually Ramanuja was in 11th century AD. And Varavara Muni was living in the 14th century. And in that lineage came our Acharya, our Sri Jeeyar Swami Ji came in that lineage, and we are really blessed to have a link with such Acharya. It's like an iron piece getting attachment with a piece of magnet. What happens? If you are attached to a magnet, I think even this iron piece also acts like a magnet. It also will be having the magnetic power and can make any piece of iron as magnet. So we are really blessed to have grace of our Acharya on all of us. And today is his birthday. Let's remember him with a wonderful sloka. We chant the sloka, and you also just can repeat it as our gratitude towards our Acharya, for giving a great treasure of knowledge, the Vedic treasure of knowledge for us. Uttara Bhadra Nakshatre Shravane Saumya Vatsare Avirasit Guru Sriman Antrathadam Gurum Sriman Narayanacharya Ramanuja Yatim Bhaje Om Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. The grace of Acharyas purifies us always. That's why we start from our Guru. Think of his Guru, and then his Guru, and then his Guru. The Veda accepted this, Acharya Vamso Niyah Asavasavitya Bhagavattah. It says, think of Acharya, and then his Acharya, and then his Acharya. Like that, you have to remember the lineage of Acharyas, which is God, and then understand, how graceful they are in making you understand about yourself and making you realize what your goal should be. They give us the means as how we can tread the path. They help us, in progressing in our life also. When we purify our body with water, then you remember all these acharyas. That remembrance purifies your mind, your heart, and your soul also. Because it's the knowledge should always purify us. It's not the soap that purifies us, you understand? Soap may purify a part of our skin, that's all. But to purify our knowledge, it's the knowledge, the flow of knowledge of acharyas that should purify us. So remember the lineage of acharyas while taking the shower. So there are great avatars like that for us. The avatara of acharya, avatara of bhaktas, avatara of bhagavatas, which we need to remember and think how they helped you. Or they gave a message to you. Remember the message. I think that's enough. That makes the link with us. So there is a list of slokas, which every morning while taking the snanam, while taking shower, we chant. So we are just trying to understand those slokas. Start from the appearance of Lord. In Ramavatara, he said something. As Sita, she said also a few things. And then in Varahatara, he said something. As Narasimha, he said something. He is always just compassionate without any expectation from us. God's compassion is causeless. Causeless. Some people ask us, Swamiji, why should he show compassion on some people? Why not on me? Nobody can question, because when I said his compassion is causeless, then there is no question of finding a cause for it. When you find a cause, Swami, because I did this, I got that. That means whatever you did becomes a cause for getting that. It is with a cause. But his compassion absolutely has no cause. Because there were great sages doing penance for thousands of years but did not get anything. You read Ramayana, you can find them. So many sages, not 1, 2, 3, 4. There were thousands and thousands. They did not get anything. But when you look at our onwards, you will be surprised. Tirupani was a great onward, who actually not born as a Brahmin, and he was a, what you call them here, I don't know. But there it was an excommunicated class of the society, which used to be called as Harijans. And God just made him a great devotee to be worshipped equally with God or more than God. He became an alvar, and his knowledge was so superb. Why God showed his compassion on him? No question. And we don't know why he showed like that. And again, the Tirumangai was another person, another alvar, who was called Parakala. And he was a wrestler. He was a wrestler, that's all he is. He also not born as a Brahmin. And he did not study, any many great scriptures. And he did not do, so much penance, tapas. Not knowing so many scriptures, stuff like that. But just God wanted to shower His grace on him and make him one model. That's it. He became an alvar. And we call him as Tirumangai alvar. And wherever he is there, God said, no, I'll be there with his songs. That's all it is. Why they? Why not me? You can't question it. His grace is such. So his grace is called as a nirhetuka krupa, causeless mercy. That is what he is. Ahaituki krupa. Without any cause, his mercy always falls on someone and sometime. Prekshiye kamchit kadachana. He said, I see some person at some point, that's all it is. No one can question me. His grace is like that, causes mercy. And during such occasions, whenever he comes down to this earth, he gives a message. That was what actually we were chanting. That is how actually we start our chanting in the process of slokas. Before we taking the snana, we chant them. Actually, while taking snana also we chant them. During Rama Avatara, he said, if you have some sort of friendship towards me and approach me, I take care. You need not have much devotion. You need not offer many things. Just imitate like a friend. Imitation also gives some fruit. And he said, I cannot leave such person. I will protect him. And if at all we are sinners, then it is Sita who promised. Let it be a sin. Let people consider it as sin. But I consider it as a virtue. Probably because some forces might have acted upon you and you might have done that. That's okay. I don't care. Really you are good. That's enough for me. So I accept. That's what Sita said. She proved it. If you read the story of them, you can understand that, When the ladies were causing a lot of pain to Sita, she insisted, I save you. And she saved them. And in Varaha Avatara, when he took the form like a divine boar, then he said, when you are in good health and health, put your responsibility on me and just forget about other things. I really take care of you. When you are really not able to think, when you are not able to respond, when your body doesn't listen, when your mind also doesn't function, and when you are not by yourself, I never impose anything on you in such cases. But when you are in good condition now, you can do it, do it. So put your responsibility at this, juncture, and then I'll take care. Not only taking care, I don't think that I send someone and they're going to pick you up. I personally come to you. And then I take you along with me. Nayami Paramangati. That is, a kindness what Lord showed on us. During Narasimha Avatara, he made another wonderful promise. What is that promise? That is what actually we are studying yesterday. That sloka is like this. Satyam brevimi manujaha. Let us chant the sloka. I'll tell it for you. Okay? It is a promise made by the Lord when He appeared in the form of Narasimha. You know Narasimha, right? The lion-faced God. Father of Prahlada, Hiranyakashipu, was doing so many atrocities on his own son. Then God appeared in the form of Narasimha and just finished Hiranyakashipu and saved Prahlada, and He gave so many things to the world. This sloka is one among them. I will tell you for you. Satyam bravimi manujaha swayam urdhva bahuhu yomam mukunda narasimha janardaneti jivan japati anudinam marane runiva pashana kashta sadrusyaya dadami muktim. How compassionate he was. That is something. Even our great acharyas, by reading this, they shed tears out of joy. We don't know whether we have any heart or not, but they could not contain, no? They just outpour their joy in the form of tears. And our Acharya, Gopalacharya Swamiji is our Acharya, who used to teach us all the scriptures. Whenever such things comes, he just used to become speechless. His throat used to shake. It was a joy maybe, but we feel like, as if he's crying. That's how he used to become speechless, and his eyes used to start, shedding tears. They become like that. But we are so great. We simply sit and just enjoy this. Look what he said here as a Narasimha. What is the need for him? He is not losing anything. If he won't come, if he won't make any promise, if he won't save us, do you think that God loses something? He got, it's a wonderful and far better word than what we have here. Probably it is so many times bigger than what it is. So many times purer than what it is. So many times valuable than what it is. And there he had so many Nityasuris and Muktaganas around him who know his heart and then respond accordingly. But still, he wants to save us. Even the mother having 10 children, if one child is not good, she constantly thinks of that child only. That is the state of us. Because we are here, a fallen souls here, so God constantly thinks of us. And then He wants to somehow bring us out of this jas of this ahankara, the jas of this samsara. That's how He comes down and He makes promises. So look what He says. Satyam bravimi manuja. You born here. Manushya, don't think Manushya is really great. We consider Manushyas are really great, right? We are Manushyas. We think we are far superior beings than other creatures. We really think like that, right? But Devatas won't consider us like that. They say, Manushya, just keep him aside. There's a kind of respect they have towards us. There's a kind of love they have towards us. You read Ramayana and you can understand it. Yeah. Uttarakanda is the latter part of Ramayana. After Rama killed Ravana, came back, coronated in Ayodhya, then whatever happened is Uttarakanda. We know everything about Ravana, what Ravana was, how he was doing things, and why he became like that. All these things we can understand in Uttarakanda. You need to read that part of Uttarakanda. There, they say, Manushya don't talk anything about Manushya. I never liked Manushya. That is what Devata said. If one becomes Manushya, whatever happens is well described. My God, we read it, we really cry. Because we are like that. We are like that. I will read it for you tomorrow. I will show it in Ramayana how it was described. You know, if the Ramayana is available, I think it's available. It's really painful to see how they described about the man. It's true also. So I think nobody considers man as a being to be taken into account. They never count on it, man at all. Fallen in all respect is man. Animals are far better than us. Birds are far better than us. Insects are far better than us. And all other creatures are far better than us. That is the bottom line. That's what I say. Man means fallen in all respects. For such people, Manuja, God is addressing us. Satyam Bravi, I say truth, I promise. Swayam Urdhvabahu, he says, I raise my hands and then I am making the promise. Making promise ordinarily is one aspect. Understand? Making promise is standing in waters is greater than that. Making a promise with wet cloths is still superior than that. Making a promise with tulsi mala in neck is something superior than that. Making a promise with all these things, raising your hands is still far superior than anything else. That is what God says. Swayam urdhvabahu satyam bravimi. With raising hands, I promise for you all, I say truth. He making an oath for all of us. What is that? Yomam mukunda narasimha janardaneti japati. Whoever chants my name like Mukunda, Narasimha, Janardana. 3 names he has given. What are the 3 names? Mukunda. One is Mukunda. What is Mukunda?
Who gives moksha?
Mukum dadati iti Mukunda. Mukum means moksha. One who gives moksha is called Mukunda. Da means to give. So Mukunda, giver of moksha. I give moksha to you all. I promise it. I promise it to you. And really, can you give moksha? Of course. How do you know that I'm leaving a body? Because you will be somewhere else and I'm here. And how can you give moksha to me? Don't mind. I can take any form that's required for you because I'm all-pervading one. Really, you take a form for me? Look, I've taken a form like Narasimha. Can you imagine ever such a form? Hiranyakasipu thought that he knows about every creature in the world. So he named every creature and said, I don't want death from all these creatures. He said about a human being. Ravana did not talk about a human being, Ravana did not mention the name of Manavas at all. Because he knows man is very, ignorable guy. So he did not mention the man. I did not want death from man. He did not ask for that. But Hiranyakasipu knows well. So Hiranyakasipu said, from human beings, I don't want death. From devatas, yakshas, kinnaras, kimpurushas, nagas, panagas, pisachas. Everything whichever is existent on this earth, he mentioned the names of all the creatures and said, I don't want death from these things. But my friend, what I did then? To fulfill his promise given by Brahma, because Brahma is also one of my subordinates, right? So when my subordinate did something, I should not condemn it. I should not insult my subordinate also. So I have to take care of the promise made by my subordinate. So Brahma gave a boon, okay, I sanction it for you. So when Hiranyakasipu went to Brahma and said, I want a deathless state, Brahma said, this is not possible. I just can't make a rain check for you like that. But you ask how you don't want death with some conditions, then I sanction it for you. That is what Brahma said. Then Hiranyakasipu went on searching all the ways how death will occur, and then he mentioned everything in that class. Brahma said, then it's okay. He said, I don't want to die in the daytime. I don't want to die in the night time. Said, okay. What was the other time remaining? He didn't know that poor fellow. There is a dusk and there is a dawn. 2 times are there. He thought only day and night, because that's how we say, he's working day in and out, sir. He was day and night. What about Sandhya sides? Probably he must be sleeping during that time. Maybe. So, he thought that he is very clever, and he covered every time. And then Brahma said, okay, given. Brahma also thought probably he asked everything. But God knows, right, my fellow? Then I got a chance. And then he said, I don't want to die on the earth. I don't want to die in the sky. Space. Then what is the place remaining? Huh? So he has chosen a, what you said that? Gadapa. Window. Sill. The other day he said, right? Window sill. It's a door sill. He chose. That's not counted as a ground. It's not counted as place also. And he said, I should not die in the room, in the home. I should not die in the outside also. Not in the home, not outside. And the sill will not be counted as in or out of the home. And he said, I should not die with lively things or without life things. Lifeless things. Then he chose nails. Because there is life growing, no life. So many people eat them. In America there is a lot of food. Always available. At every street corner. Everywhere food is available. Still some people eat nails. But it is okay. Even they eat, no pain. Even they cut, no pain. So, there is life, there is no life also. He chose such instruments to kill him. And he said, so many species he mentioned. Then he took a typical form, Nara Simha. Can anyone imagine such a form ever? No. Even he doesn't know that there is a form existing like this. There is a fun. When Hiranyakasipu was asking, hey, can you show your God here? Can you show your God here? Can you show your Hari here? Can you show Hari here? Then God was thinking, where he is going to ask about me? He is constantly switching over from this like that. He must be asked somewhere. And I have to appear there. So he kept so many masks all around and just he was waiting. So many masks. And suddenly he asked, hey, come and show me in this pillar. Then God has no idea about what to keep, what mask has to wear. Suddenly just, he put his hand, took something, kept his head covered with that and then appeared there. Just all of a sudden, he caught hold of some mask and then he set it on his face. That's all it is. It's not like, a an announcer before TV, an announcer before sitting with the TV, how much decoration she does, basically, and how much setting, how much, so many things, dress, and then everything, this preparation, and then he turns it on. Narasimha did not come like that. He just appeared all of a sudden, that's it. Just for fun, our Acharya, Jeeyar Swami, used to say always, in Paramapadam, that means in the moksha, there are people called Nityasuris. They are just serving the Lord and enjoying things. They ask God to take different forms, and then they feel the joy. If they go to Lord and say, Lord, that day you have taken Narasimha form, it was really beautiful. Narasimha Vapuhu. Sriman. It was really beautiful. Just can you take that form for us now, please? And then God thinks, okay, you wanted to see me like Narasimha? Okay, just wait for a while. Then he goes to dressing room. And because all the masks are already there. So he takes the Narasimha mask and then he sets. And he goes to the mirror, front and back. Then he checks, once and twice and thrice. And again comes and appears before the Jesuris. Then they say, oh, it's not like the real Narasimha. We want the real Narasimha to appear. He tries and tries and tries again and again, but he cannot get that beauty, what he got at the 11th hour on the day. Though it was without preparation, so beautiful. In spite of his many preparations, he just cannot get that beauty at all. That is what he did, just out of love, on a small devotee called Prahlada. Not necessarily you should become a Prahlada, you understand? Just you have faith on me. Finish. I just take any form which requires. I may not take a Narasimha form now for you, because you may get terrified. But I take a form which really helps you. I choose something for you. Why you answer for me? So think of Narasimha. I can take any form. No matter there may be 1,000 constraints around you, I'll take care of all of them. Hiranyakashipu think, I asked everything. Brahma thought I gave everything. But didn't I found some ways? Same thing I find for you also. Why you worry about it? When I am the person taking care, that's none of your business to think about them. You see, you are purchasing a ticket, right? And you are sitting in the flight. How much height is it going? And through what clouds it is going? Are they cloud 8 or cloud 7, cloud 9, cloud 10? Why do you bother about those things? You simply keep watching the TV and which is kept in front of you, and just watch movies, and just whenever they bring something, fish or non-fish. And then you choose something and keep eating. That's all it is. And how much time it takes, 8 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours or 14 hours? Why you are worried about it, That's the pilot's business. Why you are worried? You sleep peacefully. But the flight is landing in your own place, right? I am here to take care. Yomam Mukunda Narasimha Janardaneti. Narasimha, I can take any form for you. Janardana. Jana, Ardana. 2 words are there. Some people say Janardhan. Don't stress there. Stressing there is wrong. It's not Janardhan. Because, we always aggressive. Dhan. So we say Janardhan. No, it's Janardana. Very light. Mardana. What it is called? Mardana. Pounding? You say it's pounding, right? Yeah, when you pounding something, see, you take some black pepper and you put in something, hazel, and then you do something, what do you call it? Dansuta. English Japan. Pounding. Cracking. Grinding. Grinding you won't do. Grinding, this is grinding. But this is pounding. Right? So, this is called, in Sanskrit, you know what it's called? Mardana. Marda, marda, mama bandhani. Marda, mardana. It's not mardana. Some words do we know, like how they have to be pronounced. So Janardana. It's not Janardana. Don't stress on that. Ardana means two things. To avoid, to remove, to bless. To give something, to remove something. Both are called with the word Ardana. Jana, Ardana. Whenever we have so many sins on us, then he removes all the sins from us. So he is called Janardana. Whoever approach him for all those janas, he removes all the sins. So he became Janardana. And whatever they want, really good qualities and virtues, he blesses them with the virtues to all the janas. So Jana Ardana, giving virtues, removing sins. Both activities are called as Ardana. For all the janas, let them be anyone. So his name became Janardana. So believe me, I want to give you moksha. I can come in any form, don't worry about it. Because if you have even some sins on you, and if you really feel that you don't have any virtues, that's my business too. See, when I am here, I don't want to put any critical situation on you to answer to somebody. I give something, even the immigration officer asks, I will be standing next to you and say, hey, this is mine. Leave it. Janardana. Yomam Mukunda Narasimha Janardaneti. What to do? Jeevan Japati Anudinam. He said, Jeevan Japati. When you are in the mood of death, then I don't want you to chant my name. I never. Jeevan Japati. When you are in good condition, when you are living well, then do the japa. Batikundega chappaya chalu. You know? Poyedapudu cheppanta ledu. Batikundega cheppu chalu. Jeevan Japati Anudinam. And when have I to say? Whenever you feel like saying, just repeat it. That's all. Every day you can chant. No problem. Then what do you do then? Okay, I do it for you. Then what are you going to do to me? You know, even for eating food, we ask some perks. You know, there are some children, you know, mom asked, "Arey, eat my child, you have to grow my child, eat. If I eat, what are you going to do to me? Do you take me to the movie?" They demand. You know, eating is for his own sake, he has to eat. Because he has to grow, he has to eat. Because his stomach burns, he has to eat. But he says, if I eat, what are you going to give me? For our own benefit, they are giving some perks to us. That is something wonderful. That is what God says. Jeevan Japati Anudinam Marane Runiva. When you really die. You understand? When you really die, and then you know how I think? Runiva. As if I am indebted to you. As if I have to pay something for you. Marane Runiva. And how you are then during the death? Pashana Kashta Sadrusaya. You turn just like a stick. You can't think anything. You turn like a stone. No thought process goes at all. People keep asking you, hey, can you remember? Can you see? Can you remember? Can you repeat? Say, repeat, Rama, Rama, say this. No, nothing goes in. And then you take tulsi water and just you drop into his mouth, the water just simply flows out. And then you just start dripping. The dripping never enters, never goes into, just it simply comes back. You are like that. Pashana, kashta sadrisaya. You turned like a stone, you turned like a stick. And when you are in such a state, I think of you. I stand on your behalf. I stand as God for you. Dadami muktim. I give you moksha. I never expect anything from you during that time. This is the promise which is made by Narasimha. During Varaha Avtara, he made a wonderful promise. During Narasimha Avtara, he made still more powerful promise. Every Avtara is like that, my friends. And not only during Avataras, Swamiji, now there is no Avatara, don't worry. Now you have your Lord, right? Do you have God with you?
Yes.
Where? In your heart. Only in heart?
Puja mantra.
In your puja, that's right. In your puja mandir you have your God. Unfortunately we don't believe in Him. That's a big problem. In our puja mandir we have God with us. He made a promise for us. When He is in the form of Lord Ranganatha, who is laying down on the serpent bed in the middle of Kaveri, the river Kaveri, and He is in the form of the deity, which is called as Archa Vigraha. During that state, He made a promise. But Swamiji, how Archa Vigraha speaks? You may ask again a question. Because we bond with questions, We die with questions. Even while dying also, we always question, really I am dying? Even that is also doubtful. Because we are with doubts. That is our greatness. So, during his avatara, he speaks directly. But when he is in the form of Archa, he doesn't speak directly. He imposes himself on someone and then he speaks on his behalf. Through Archakas, most of the times, or through some devotee at times. And he imposes and then they speak without their control. Just they speak a few words and suddenly they come to the normalcy. It happened several times. In Tirumala, we find such things. And everywhere it happens, of course. So even in Ranganatha temple also it happened, that he made a promise. Of course, Puranas talk about him. That's a different thing. But he also made a few promises. As Ranganatha he said, Mameva nusmarasvatvam. I'll tell the sloka for you. He said 2 slokas. It's something. Ramavatara 2 slokas. And Varahatara 2 slokas. Narasimhavatara 2 slokas. And even Narchavatara just 2 slokas. This is what actually the Puranas talk about. I'll tell the sloka. Mameva anusmarasvatvam Tvamaham samsmarami cha upayam apavargasya rahasyamapi me srunu sarvakarmani santyajya sarvakarma phalani cha saranam mam prapadyasva sarvabandha vimuktaye. He said, Mameva anusmarasvatvam. Smarana is thinking. Anusmarana, wherever you are, with whatever activity you are, thinking of me. Think of me in all your activities as your constant companion. And what are you doing? I think. What about you? Tvamaham samsmarami cha. I also think of you every time. I never ignore you, my friend. Never. Tvamaham samsmarami. I am always thinking of you. And then, are you revealing something to me? Yes. Upayam apavargasya. Apavarga is the permanent bliss. The divine bliss. What you call as moksha is called apavarga. Upayam is the means, source, the way, the right path is called upayam. Apavargasya upayam rahasyam. It is so secret. It cannot be revealed to anybody. Still, I reveal it for you. Upayam apavargasya rahasyamapi. Though it's highly secret, me srunu. I reveal it for you, my friend. Listen. Yes, what it is. Sarva karmani santyajya. You do all your activities. Suppose you are doing all your activities, but don't think that it is you doing the things. Remember that I am there with you. I give you the energy. That means, while doing an activity, you are not depending on your own limited energy, ability. Add me there. See, when you are generating a power, with a wheel and with a dynamo, then a little power will be definitely produced. When we were young, we used to keep a dynamo with the cycle, bicycles. We used to ride small bicycles. And if you have to ride a bicycle during the night times, you used to keep a small dynamo to the rear wheel. As the wheel rotates, then the dynamo rotates. Then the bulb in the front, it used to burn to some extent. And if you go slow, then it slowly goes back. And if you run fast, then it glows well. That was dynamo. It depends upon how fast you are able to rotate it. Depending upon your own ability, it rotates. But now here, in this bulb, is your energy required now here? And if you rotate the speed and then it's glowing, otherwise it's slowly going down. Is it anything from you required? Nothing. Just you hook to that, finish. Anything that comes, comes. That's all. It glows in its own way. So, don't just confine to your own limited energy and ability. Just hook up to me. Finish. Forget about other things. I keep just giving the power. And your karma become more powerful. Otherwise, your karma may yield good result or may not yield good result. But when you are hooked up to me, my energy is illimitable. And thus, you get illimitable, you can draw illimitable energy, and thus you can start utilizing that. Your karmas become kainkarias then. They become highly powerful. Sarva karma phalanicha. And while you are experiencing something, when you are receiving some result, I think it always depends upon what you do. You do limited, you receive limited. And then you can enjoy only limited. But you don't want to be enjoying very limited things, right? You want to enjoy unlimited things. Then the phalam you get also should not be limited, should be unlimited. Then you hook on to me, then I make it, unlimited. Sarva karma phalanicha. What to do? Santyajya. You just cut off from you. Do it. But let me be hooked to that. Saranam mam prapadyasva surrender to me, dedicate yourself to me, submit yourself to me. And what happens? Sarva bandha vimuktaye. Whatever the limitations that were there, they will be broken down and you just can get everything. I bless with you. You can get everything. Being a vigraha, being a deity, being a archa, he blesses us with anything we want. We should not forget the power of archa murti. You know, what we chant every day is Purnameva Vasishyate. It is Purnam. But most of the times, we don't believe in its Purnatva. Because, whatever we do, that happens. If we just keep it ground, it is the ground. If we keep it on the asana, it is not. So it's pretty much limited. So we don't believe in its power then. But believe in its power, you get everything. That is our Acharya. Our Acharya, our Jeeyar Swamiji, whose birthday we are celebrating today, he always believed in his Archa Murti and he just prayed there for whatever just he wanted. And the activities he did were so unimaginable in the history by anybody before. Nobody was ever imagined, constructing 1,000. See, here we performed a big yagam with 33 kundas and we think, oh, it's so big. After all, 33 kundas. And then we thought, oh God, from day in and out, we tried a lot doing all the services. But there, Swamiji made a big yagam with 1,008. 1,008. And without any strain or stress. Just, he thought, finished. And here are so many volunteers, so many walls, and so many people going around. Hey, come on, donate, ready, come on, pray. My God, so many appeals every day, inspiring appeals, in different variety of marketing stuff. Nothing was done by Swamiji in those days. Just he made an announcement that we're doing, and he started it, finished. 1,008 kundas. With each kunda at least 4 people. That means minimum 5,000 to 6,000 rutviks. And every day 100,000 of devotees coming, eating prasadam and simply enjoying and just going. And how many people, volunteers. Everything was just in tune, done on Tirumala Hills, 1972. Done. How? Because he was hooked to God. He always was hooked to God. That is the power which is illimitable. And he drew that and things happened. 4,000 Vedic scholars from all over the country assembled in Delhi, 1973. Just 1973. 4,000 scholars means how much cost? Everyone received a Navaratna Mala. What Navaratna Mala? What is Navaratna Mala? 9 jewels are there in a garden. They make gardens made of 9 types of jewels. I don't know what you call it. It's called Navaratna Mala. Not with stones that are, available somewhere in the market like that. Not artificial Navaratnas, real Navaratnas. Even now there are so many Vedic scholars preserving these malas. And then for everyone a copper plate. A copper plate with his name, with his awards, with his rewards, everything was written on that. They are printed, given to everyone. In a place called Ram Leela Maidan in Delhi. No, from then till today, no other did so far like that bigger size in that place. Now, no permission also, of course, will be sanctioned. That's a different thing. things like that. Today we have so many things. We have phones and so many communication facilities today. But it was in those days, no many communication things were there. But did everything. Because he was hooked to him. Saranam mam prapadyasva sarvabandha vimuktaye. You hook onto me, things are taken care. You don't worry at all. He was doing that 100% sincerity. Nowadays, what we think, if I do this much, how much I can put in bank? That is how we start. If I do this activity for these many days, how much I am going to get out of it? Whether people are talking good about me or not. With that thought, we start doing activities, they will never go well. Do it for his sake, he takes care, that's all. 100% do it for his sake, then the things will automatically happen. No questions are asked. That was our Swamiji. That is what Ranganatha promised here. Sarvabandha vimuktaye saranam mam prapadyasva. Think these slokas. You understand? Think these slokas while taking the shower and remember his grace on you. And he will be always with you. You will be always saved from so many limitations. You will come out of those limitations. So, there are some more slokas, of course, for us. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss about a few more slokas, of course, are there. We're talking about them from Monday onwards, I suppose. But tomorrow and a day after, we are going to talk about some of our chantings, which we use while we are doing the puja. We learn those songs and we try to understand them. We are not going to have big discourses as such, but whatever the routine we are doing every day, we try to understand the meanings of them so that while practicing them back home, we just can have a feel of what we are really doing. Okay? That's what we do tomorrow. And yes, Srimanarayan to you for today. Let Acharya's blessings be always with us. And, let us come out of our own limitations for their grace. Today being the Friday of Shravana month, and Shravana month is very, very auspicious for Mahalakshmi. And today morning, of course, we conducted the Abhishekam to Mahalakshmi and we performed the Lakshmi Puja also, but indoors we performed. This evening, let's all chant the Ashtotram of Mahalakshmi and then offer our prayers to her. So the flowers, I think, will be given to you all. Each one can have just one flower in their hand, and we will all together chant the Lakshmi Ashtotaram, okay? The Lakshmi's Namas, and then come in line, offer our flowers there, and then receive the kumkuma. The kumkum that is offered